VFJams Live. I'm here with Steve Smith, who just killed it right now. That was so inspiring.
Thank you, Elmo. Thank you.
Oh, man. Thank you so much for blessing us with that, educating. First question, because we were all counting. How did you count that?
The tune is called 8+5. It's a vital information tune, and everything is in 13, but there's 4 different versions of it, but it's always in 8 and a 5. Mm-hmm. So the first part where it goes da 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 doom da doom ba da ba 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 boom. It's like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 1. So that's a short 8 and a 5, like 16th notes, and then the next section is 1 1 2 3 4 1 2 do 1 2 3 4 taka 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 do. So it's like it gets twice as long. And then at the very end of the drum solo and at the end of the tune where it goes to that double time shuffle, then everything's doubled. So it's like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 taka 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 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2. So every one of them adds up to 13, all with that phrasing of 8 and 5.
That double time shuffle was burning.
Well, thank you.
That was awesome. And we also got the great Russ Miller sitting right here.
All right.
Beautiful job.
Thanks for joining us.
Beautiful.
All right.
Woo. Thank you.
All right.
Great. You know, Steve and I have known each other for, I don't know how long, a very long time.
A long time, since a clinic way back in Florida at some point.
Like in the early 80s maybe.
Yes.
Or something. But, you know, one of the things about Steve that he's been an incredible inspiration to many of us, but including myself. We spent a ton of time together doing different things over the years. But Steve is probably the best student of this instrument that I think I have ever met in my life. I mean, the diligence and the dedication that he has to the instrument, and not just the physical part of it, but the historical part, the understanding of, you know, why we do what we do, and having mastered so many disciplines. I mean, we have to give it up, because everything I try to do and learn, I end up seeing Steve do, and I don't even like showing him things at this point in my, because if I check this out, and then he burns it, rips it to shreds like 6 months later or 3 months later, and I'm like, I'm not showing you anything anymore.
What are you working on now?
Nothing.
Well,
Nothing.
thank
But an
you,
incredible
Russ.
inspiration, and
Appreciate that. Thank you.
saying a student is a compliment of this artistry. It's amazing.
What would you say your source of inspiration is that just keeps you constantly learning and evolving throughout your entire career?
Well, I get involved in situations where I'm constantly being presented with some kind of new challenge, whether it's some new material from some of the people that I work with, or teaching at drum camps. And that's how I got exposed to the Indian rhythms, and which is the foundation of this tune we just played. Is we've been teaching at there was a drum camp in Germany. In fact, we were teaching, and there was a teacher from South India. So that opened the door to studying the Indian rhythms. It really appealed to me. And then I kept going from there. And then the good, like the interesting part, but the frightening part of that is I got enough of it together that I started getting gigs with Indian musicians. And then it gets real scary, because it's no longer in the practice room, it's on the stage, Right. So it pushes me to another level, because I don't want to look like an idiot on stage, So I'll spend a lot of time in the practice room. So when I get to the stage, I do okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys, they really love to put you to the test.
They love to put you to the test.
I think you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, he exposed me to it maybe in the early 2000s, right? Around 2000 or something. And, it was a moment, I think it was the same for him, where you'd been playing for so many years, and then you hear something that you're going, what is happening? Like, I can't even connect with what is happening. And it, piques your interest to do that. But again, because of his level of dedication to it, he's sort of skyrocketed. And, I have pieces parts that I've been able to work with Indian musicians myself.
I'm doing okay for a Western drummer.
A Western.
And speaking of which, Benny Grubb is here, and Benny was at that camp as well,
That's
right? So we were
as
all
a student.
Yeah, we were all working on them and still working on that material as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And this kid's beautiful. Congrats on the massive Journey tour.
Thank you.
3-year tour.
So far, well, I've been doing it for 3 years, and each year we do a 6-month tour.
Yeah.
And it's like 6 months from beginning to end, anywhere from 62 dates to about 74 dates. And this
This is the
gorgeous
Journey
kit that I've been really having a blast playing. So I wanted to bring it here and play this music on this kit. Russ, you made a contribution to this kit.
We did. We made some sub kicks for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Those are custom made Russ Miller sub kicks with the Sonar hardware.
I see that.
I use
that
a signature
sub
Phillips
kick.
screwdriver when I put those. But it's it's fun to see you play double bass again because it's been a long time.
30-something years.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
It really does feel great. I'd love to take this on tour with me with my band, but
I think it's a great idea. We just got to talk to the tech about it.
Yeah. Get him in the gym.
we got to
Which
rent
is
a
you,
bigger van. But of course, I've been playing the Zildjian cymbals ever since I was a kid. These cymbals, this new setup sounds incredible. And then Vic Firth sticks.
Yeah.
And mallets.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got started really with the sticks and the mallets way back in Boston in the late 60s, early 70s.
And I heard that on this last Journey tour, you went through one pair of drumsticks.
No, I broke one stick.
You broke one
Yeah,
stick.
Not a pair. Just
Yeah,
one.
just one stick. Come on, let's
Get your details.
I'm sorry. It would have been the full pair if you did the full 12 months of touring. But since it was only 6
Yeah,
months,
it
you
was-
went through the
just-
one.
You would have broke a second one though.
Yeah.
Probably.
maybe. No, I usually don't break sticks. It's been a long time.
Technique master.
It helps to come off the head, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
off and away from the cymbals. So yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing your gift with
All
us
right,
today,
Elmo,
Steve.
my pleasure.
Right on.
Congratulations.
Russ?
Beautiful job.
All
As
right.
Make some
always.
noise
No
for
surprise.
Steve Smith and Russ Miller. Russ, thank you, bro. Great seeing you. All right. You killed it.